Hi and welcome to Bavaria, and since we're in Bavaria, we're testing the new Skoda Superb. The new Skoda Superb, which is superb in every aspect, or so Skoda says. It's the biggest in the segment, it's got the longest wheelbase, it's got the most space in the back, it's got the biggest boot, it's the best, biggest, blah, 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 blah. Or so says Skoda. All right, let's check it out and see whether it's really that good.
And here we had a technical issue, so while I talk, you have to watch a bit of this generic German family, which apparently prefers a Skoda Superb to a Volkswagen. The new Skoda Superb has sharper lines, which suits the new design language. Depending on how you look at it, either Skoda started resembling Seat or Seat looks like Skoda these days. The Superb did not change much in terms of external dimensions, but because the car is now built on the modular MQB platform, the designers were able to get more space inside, for example by extending the wheelbase. As this is an estate version, let's look in the boot, which has 660 liters volume in the 5-seat configuration. Fold the rear seats and the volume increases to 1950 liters. The tailgate is electrically operated and there are some simply clever luggage arrangement solutions. There's a mini spare under the boot floor and a modem, but that's just for internet connection for a demo phone. Folded seats create an almost flat loading space. As usual, rear legroom and headroom in a Superb are, excuse the pun, superb. And that's despite the tunnel running through the middle. 3 people can sit comfortably abreast here. You can also order your Superb with all-wheel drive. In this test example, we get 3-zone climate control, heated side seats in the back, USB port 12-volt socket and a 230-volt socket. You can charge any gadget, and there's also a universal holder for your mobile devices. You can also control the front passenger seat from the back to create more legroom, and there are even small footrests to make you feel almost like in a limousine. It's also comfortable in the front. We get classic Skoda dials and a large touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay. Unfortunately, that's only as good as internet access in the area. There's a large, chilled compartment under the armrest, but there are no USB ports in it. USB ports, along with a 3.5mm jack socket and a 12-volt socket, are at the bottom of the center console. The glove box is also decent size and also air-conditioned with an optional CD player.
Perhaps you're wondering what are the implications of Skoda using the MQB platform. And even if you're not wondering, I'm going to tell you anyway. Let's start with what the MQB platform is. MQB is a modular platform that can be used in different cars from B to D segments. So this is a D segment car, but the same platform will be used in the new Volkswagen Polo, for example. Basically, you can get different lengths of the wheelbase, but you get the same distance between the pedals and the front axle. You can have different drivetrains, different size of cars, and everything can be on the same platform. In case of the Volkswagen Golf, for example, you have an electric version, you have a hybrid version, and they're all on the same platform. This car, because it's on an MQB platform, this car has the same engine as in Volkswagen Golf. This is the Volkswagen Golf GTI engine, the 2-liter TSI, 220 horsepower, and if I put it in sport mode, it goes like stink. We're now on the unrestricted part of the German Autobahn, so I can drive a bit faster than on any other motorway. And this is when a big family station wagon is actually becoming fun. I mean, not BMW fun, but as fun as you can get in a Skoda. This car can be fast, and if you choose this car with a slightly different engine, perhaps a 150 horsepower diesel, this car can also be quite economical. It will do about 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers in the extra urban cycle, regardless of whether you follow the directions from the computer about gear changes. Here I have a DSG, again MQB, and I get DSG. So I don't have to shift cogs myself. The gearbox does it for me, and as I'm in sports mode right now, it does keep the revs a bit higher than usual. So let's go back into eco mode. Revs go down instantly, and I will also slow down because probably the noise is a bit obtrusive. Speaking of noise, the car does get a bit loud. You can hear the road noise, the wind noise at about 140 kilometers per hour. So it's not as quiet as some of the rivals perhaps. What's it like to drive? Well, it's more or less like every other car in the Volkswagen group. It's good enough, but it's not very emotional. It's not very exciting. The steering is relatively precise, the brakes are relatively good, the handling is also decent, it's comfortable, it's this notion of good enough, and this is exactly what Skoda engineers and marketing people are trying to convey. This car is good enough, so you don't have to pay more for a Volkswagen, for example. Would I pay more for a Volkswagen? I'm really torn when it comes to Skoda, especially the new models in Skoda. I really love the new Fabia, for example, which was outrageously expensive in this cool spec that I tested a couple of months back, and it's the same problem with this car. It starts at a decent price, but add a few extras, make it feel and look good like this car. I mean, this car has just about everything, and all of a sudden it's becoming very, very expensive. And in case of an expensive car like this, 10-15% difference in price, it may not make that much of a difference when you want a more prestigious brand, something that will keep its residual value, higher residual value when it comes to sell it. But Skoda as such can be a decent car, can be a very good enough car.
Prices of the new Skoda Superb Combi start at 25,500 euros. The new Skoda Superb is not the most exciting car on the market, but as the generic German family will tell you, it is a spacious car. So if you need a lot of place to carry your kids, pets and other stuff, and you want to feel a bit of what you think it may be like to drive premium cars, then take the new Superb for a test drive. Meanwhile, subscribe to my channel, comment, rate and share my videos, new episodes every Friday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.